Hello, traders. Welcome to the crypto crash stream. It's power hour right now on Wall Street, but things got really nasty in the last, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I guess we saw session lows, but as you can, well, see in a second. Right now we're in 4K. We can witness the crash together in 4K. We saw some of it yesterday. It's continued today. And wonderfully, I mean straight in one candle to the next level where there might be some liquidity, right? $100,000. We hit a low point today of $99,500, right? A key level where buyers had regarded it as support in June. Bitcoin's trading at its lowest level since late June. It's been a resistance in November 2024, resistance December 2024. One last resistance in February 2025 before it collapsed. So that is what we're dealing with. So it was either 106, talked about it. All they had to do is break it, and here we are. And you just don't, of course, bids are going to come in here. Scalpers are going to be like, hey man, Bitcoin's down almost about $6,000. They had limit orders set up. Lots of different people around the world had limit orders set up here. So that's maybe why, as you can see above my head, bids are coming in. $100,759 after just making the lowest levels in multiple months. It was gross, man. It was real gross. We're got a bad feeling about Sunday. And in less than 2 days, Bitcoin virtually is down 10%, over $10,000. I guess I have in the chat because altcoins were really telling the story, were they not? It was the canary in the coal mine. So, nasty here. And you would think like way nastier on altcoins, but not really. They're kind of in line today because they got wrecked really hard yesterday. They were down way more, or you had a 1.43% spike in the Bitcoin dominance chart. Probably not like that today. But needless to say, they got murked. They saw their lowest levels of this dump, this crash. So it's all about this 100K level. You can imagine the sellers might stall out here for a little while. You get some sort of couple days of bidding. They could even take this thing to 106, man. They could take it to 108. They could take it to 109 from here, and it still would technically do nothing to the trend you're now maybe in, where we discussed pretty much the sellers had been grinding and really working on assuming control of this asset. And yesterday, it was like they were about to confirm. It's like today they've kind of confirmed their control of the asset, control of the momentum of the asset anyway right now, right? They don't control Bitcoin. I mean, my God, dude, Bitcoin, remember when it was at 15.5? Yeah, just for now. They've got it, and they confirmed it with lower highs than the previous side, lower highs than the left shoulder. They really confirmed a head and shoulders pattern, where we talked about the measured move at one point was really around 92K, 90K. So yeah, it's all about the levels, man, and how the price action correlates to those levels. Local highs and lows, forms of confirmation, all of it. And now we are in impulse mode, right? We're impulsing, so there's nothing to do. It looked bad, and now it's resolving. And no structure, no strategy. So we knew the altcoin situation was if you were going to strategize, that it was all selling, short selling or cash, not owning. It would be like literally yesterday, verbatim, or no, 2 days ago, verbatim, before Ethereum was down like 17% in 2 days. To own altcoins is asking to get financially destroyed, and that turned out to be perfect.
That looks very much like quick-off distribution.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that could have been a role as well, and these were last points of supply, LPSYs. This was the upthrust after distribution. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, it could have been interpreted that way. No doubt, man. Thank you for the 658. Good to see y'all. It's an early stream. I'm missing my workout, my trainer for y'all for this. Ended up paying him because I just felt bad missing, like, because, you know, he was like on his way. So yeah, shout out to my trainer for maybe understanding this is kind of like what I do. You know, if there's price action like this, I know a lot of y'all prefer if I cover it while it's happening. It's happening now, but it seems like, you know, again, the scalpers have come in at a level where there's liquidity, and they're bidding and defending it for now. Things have gotten smoked. I can imagine RSI relative to the oscillators are probably completely cooked, nuclear on lesser time scales. All right, let's shift it to Ethereum real quick. Down 10.7+%. Remember, yep, 17. I'm sorry. At the lows, yeah, it was down 20% in less than 2 days at the nadir. My God, this thing really did mark down lower at one point. Oh, my God. And how about that bearish wave structure where it was like Bitcoin could do whatever, man, but the altcoins literally look like they're gonna dump or collapse, and they did. I mean, like, if the second largest asset in all of crypto loses 20% of its value in less than a 48-hour period, that, I think that's vindication for what it looked like we were trying, you know, what we try to do here. You know, trade setups are identified by structural developments, the conclusion of the structural development at key inflection points for easy risk management, strategic risk management. But also at the same time, all of that is pretty much trying to read the psychology of buyers and sellers. And we were attempting to read the psychology of the buyers and sellers you know, the past few days, and it is like A and C point you see right there. That is like confirmation of less than before, right? Such a lack of demand that the buyers couldn't even test 43.84. Signs of weakness, in my opinion. And on the weekend, you had 3 candles of nothing burger. It changed nothing, right? It, like, you were still trading below 39.50. 39.50 was the mega cutoff. If you're below that, there's literally zero reason to own Ethereum, and this is why. You already, I think, hit a 1414. Yeah, you exceeded a 1414. Crazy. In a 2-day period, the 1618. Again, the pattern completion zone of potential bullish butterfly, right around $3,000. That to me is like the level, the support resistance zone. It might even be 2,900. They might hop it, which is like a 1.92. That would be scary. At 2,800, you'd be breaking support. So, yep. Don't ignore when a trend has reversed and then a potential bearish wave structure develops in the midst of that newer downtrend, where, you know, if you're in a downtrend and then something bearish develops, its reliability is going to be higher, and if it is reliable, then its performance is going to be good, and this performance was freaking incredible. So good to see the technicals respected, right? I mean, like, it would have made, I'd have been super surprised if somehow Ethereum started rallying to 43.84 after doing what it did, you know? That's all we can hope for in these situations. Even if things go bad, we try to read the charts to maybe protect us, preserve our capital, or maybe take a short. Down 11+% right now. 400 points. Yeah, and I know, privacy coins, anomalous. Anomalous. There are only a handful of them. And there are 36 million cryptos. So, whatever. Outliers. Not part of the situation here. All right, so that was Ethereum. Get wrecked. Let's go to XRP. Great news, everyone. Great news. Target 1 of that trade setup posted on the 27th. Achieved. Target 1 was 219, that swing low right there from October 17th. Target 2 down here, 196, 190 zone. We're waiting on it. You'll get there eventually, even if like the selling subsides and we rally for a little while. Remember, the profit taking level for shorts. That means shorts cover. It means they end up buying. They cover, and so rallies can ensue off that. But again, the hard target's down here, and I'm just wondering. Hold on, stupid freaking washing machine will not stop beeping until I open the door. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Okay, Yeah, your Beanie Babies have been destroyed, and you have no one to blame but yourself, except you could blame CZ too. Yeah, CZ and the Binance folks have, we said it the day it happened, they killed crypto. They killed it. Right? I mean, like, you had this event, liquidation event, largest one in history by like 10 plus times. Like, the largest ones you had ever seen were all in line around $2 billion. And then they came in, specifically Binance came in and created a $20 billion liquidation event. Never seen anything like it, because it's never happened. And it felt like that. It was like, I remember exactly how it felt during the COVID crash when assets were down 30-40%, but you had some assets in crypto going to literally zero, and that did not happen during the worst day of the COVID crash. So they killed the crypto market. It's like in margin call, right? We are going to sell assets to willing buyers at a fair market price. That's CZ after the guy, Kevin Spacey, says you've killed the market. You will kill the market for a very, very long time. So I don't think they care because of how rich they became. And then Trump pardoned him. And it's all like, the question, is there a God, in this space? Like, I guess not, right? With how that is. So, but in a way, like, all these people that created these 36 million cryptos, we need a purge, man. We need devastation. The people that maybe made money need to lose a lot more, okay, in this space. So, but we know what the space is. It is a worthless joke market driven by speculation, but specifically, most importantly, momentum. And we have discussed that the sellers had assumed full control of the altcoins in negative momentum. And yesterday, the day before, they were working on the argument of assuming control of the momentum of Bitcoin, but they now have finally confirmed that with this major markdown support break to the next level. So sent it to zero, and it's crazy because we talk about things can't go to zero except when the exchange literally rug pulls. Okay, NASDAQ futures, I believe, hitting a fresh low right now because we are in power hour. Let's real quick. Yes, we are at session lows on the NASDAQ after hitting that supply line, that overbought threshold one more time, after achieving and exceeding the 1.618 fib extension, which is from that old all-time high from February to the lowest point in April. All right, you've hit all the extensions, and now you're just rolling over down over 2% as I'm speaking to you, going for a gap fill at 25.4. Looks like we'll be getting that in the next 8 minutes. Hype in the chat for gap fills. Earnings. It was crazy, man. Earnings spikes on Amazon. Well, I think it was which one was it? Amazon? No, hold on. It was Nvidia, Google. Yeah, it was Google that catalyzed that wick. I remember watching it live, the all-time high, $26,265 on the 30th. And now it's all over. You're just like a bearish engulfing, bearish Mar Bazoo in the works. There's no shadow on the top or bottom. Seller's been in complete control all day since the open. And a test of the demand line incoming as well as the gap fill. They're pretty much confluent right there, 25.4. Okay. Not great. It's not good for crypto. It's not good for your risk on assets. It's not good for assets that have been in a bubble. There have been a few sectors of that. A lot of different small caps like Rocket Lab, Nano Nuclear. I mean, the things that went berserk like Lithium Americas Corporation, the quantum bubble, continuing to unwind after it's down over 40% in about a week. Continuing to sell off to new lows. The gold and silver miner bubble, I think, has maybe popped because the best time to enter in that subsector was in 2023.
When Sailor liquidated tie for stream.
Well, I mean, like, that's controversial. I don't think that can happen. Cream Legend, I really don't think Sailor can get liquidated based on, right? Because someone can explain better than me. I'm not a Sailor MicroStrategy guru.
Next.
Oh crap, we missed it, man. Gosh dang it. If you know my community and you know this stream, you've been watching a long time. Couple streams I have on October 24th. That was I believe Black Thursday, maybe Black Monday. Yeah, I do a black and white. I'm like dressed up as a stock bro from 1929. It's really cool, but I forgot this time because it's November 4th. We missed it. So, all right, not great. Let's look at the S&P 500 futures. Maybe not as bad because some defensive stocks have held up, but still going for that bearish engulfing candle, losing the S&P losing the channel demand line as they held it a couple days. Not anymore. They filled a gap officially today already, and you're selling through it. It looks like they're holding on to this swing high from October 8th. And my God, how close we were to a golden mean ratio. Look at that, man. The sellers just front ran it. They just wouldn't let us get there for now. Maybe later, but dang, dude, what a tease. Freaking tease, man. Losing the channel going back to May. Yikes. Thinking maybe a Dow Jones industrial average would be a little better. Yeah, because I think Apple's up, chat. Apple's being defensive. Walmart. I'd have to look at more, but every other Mag 7's down pretty bad. Stick a fork in Meta, dude. I mean, that breakaway gap was so disgusting. I don't think anyone's gonna be buying for a long time, dude. Jeez. Yeah, Rivian's gonna report in 5 minutes after getting devastated. Small caps, man. Small caps indiscriminately sold into today. Outside of maybe, Denny's, right? The breakfast place up 50% today. Hertz up tremendous amounts. You're gonna have one of the, with thousands of assets on the stock market, you're gonna have a few of those every day, even on bad days. So anomalous, just like my privacy coins. So Dow Jones going for its lowest daily candle close since the 23rd of October. That's pretty much an unfilled gap down there. Maybe they go test that and test the demand line at the same time. IWM, that had been really strong, doing stuff that had not done. It doesn't matter anymore because they gapped it down, rallied it, and they couldn't even test 244.46, the old all-time high from 2021 and 2024. They couldn't even test it as resistance before it rolled over. You were at the lows of the day as I'm speaking to you 3 minutes ago to the closing bell. All right, so you're going for the lowest daily candle close, in fact, since October 10th. Big yikes, man. Small caps unwinding after that continuous rally in March, but, each swing high, the price disparity per rally got weaker and weaker, and it ended up being the same from the 15th to the 27th. And now it's rolling over. So, but it's still okay. I mean, a test 234 could be in order, sure, because they haven't really done that.
Can we look at BTC death crosses of the 50 and 200 on the daily for this cycle and prior cycles back to 2013 to explain the bottom confirm and subsequent bounce into rejection and bounce into price disco? Please and thank you.
It's a lot of words, dude. So many words. Thank you so much, BGSP19. Yeah, I will do the best I can to satisfy the request. Okay, thanks so much, dude. Yeah, so index funds not doing great, man. Real quick, let's look at gold. That also weirdly not doing well. Bearish engulfing candle. In the midst of being painted, you got about an hour till this candle close. And correction, right? No structure and a strategy. Just you don't know how long or how deep this retrace could be. After almost hitting a 3618 fib extension, maybe if we Fibonacci, how could we maybe this swing low to high? Kind of see we're only at a 38% retrace. I don't think that's enough of a sale. A 38% sale. Ooh, Tesla lows a day right now. Yikes, man! It's like 2 minutes. Throw the dang towel. I mean, that's where we're at right now in the market. My God. So. 50% retrace, 3759, 618, 3600, 3400 would probably be your strongest retrace because you have like actual structure and swing highs, a base where there might be bids there. But other than that, there's nothing. It's just wide open spaces. And at some point they could pivot it and it could rally. They could attempt to rally and put in a lower high, a confirmation high. Okay. Silver real quick and then we'll move. Yeah, just losing 47.91. Again, the correction could last, go a lot deeper than where we're at right now, okay, after briefly hitting an all-time high. And now we're back below it. So they can't even back test the old all-time high of 49.82. They can't. Yikes. Okay, maybe just get that request. Wait one sec. Go to the SPY, because we have 10 seconds, chat, until the daily candle close. The closing bell on Wall Street. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Lowest daily candle close confirmed on the S&P 500 since October 23rd.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
So not near or anywhere in the same situation as the crypto market. The crypto market is
very bad, boys. Very bad.
But yeah, a sell-off kind of day. I mean, right, I think maybe if someone was talking about catalysts or news or whatever, it was like the Democrats had voted for the 14th time to keep the government shut down, so no one's receiving SNAP benefits or EBT or whatever handouts. And I think that might have had something to do with the narrative of the day. Typically, there's always like a narrative on like why the day isn't going well. But at the same time, just probably technical, man. I mean, what do you want? Like, at any point now, it's almost like this. It's just like at any point, we could get a nice correction. And they luxuriously at least gave us a beautiful bearish deep crab with a type 2 return. And the type 2 return had a form of local confirmation. Unbelievable. And it manifested into a huge downtrend or a huge correction crash, whatever you want to call it. And then we V-shaped. But, I mean, you're just getting long in the tooth, and you might be pressing your luck. I mean, like, I hope, my God, I hope that you made some money this summer. This summer was such a conducive environment to make some really good yields. And when you get so extended, you start hitting near golden mean ratios on index funds. It's like there's no more, like we talked about on Bitcoin the past few days, there's no value proposition. You're just paying premium, all record premium. And we love value. Value is amazing. Deep retraces. I mean, 20% corrections, maybe a spring back test. Weekly, you know, after those pullbacks, we get weekly Japanese candlestick reversals. Like, right, remember the freaking piercing line? It was incredible at the bottom. And then confirmed with an engulfing candle in late April. And that was it. And just look at us up here. I mean, what is that? We gapped up last week to close the week out. And now we're filling a gap. And you wonder, is that an evening star? Evening doji star? It looks like one. Definitely looks like one. You could be getting your follow through this week. 3 days to go though, so anything's possible. But long extended rally with no meaningful pullbacks. None. So how do you gauge value? You can't. So that's why it's like important to try to make money during the rally. Well, the problem is, like, you know, all this happens, and then the Larry come latelys, whatever, Johnny come latelys, I call them Larry, but they come in and they just start throwing down. I think there's like record amounts of retail call options up here, and of course things start pulling back after stuff like that, after stats like that start emerging. Okay, so let's look at that request. You know, I know some of y'all in here care about Bitcoin. That's kind of why I went live, to see like kind of this carnage here. It's $100,600. Tested the inflection zone a couple times already today. So can we look at Bitcoin death crosses, the 50 and the 200 on the daily for this cycle? Okay, so we just got to pull up the 50. Pretty easy. Well, trading below the 50, trading below the 200, trading below the 20. You just had a bearish crossover, the 20 and the 200, so that's a mini death cross. That's like a terminal illness cross, right? If the 50 crossing over the 200 is a death, then fine, you've been diagnosed with terminal bearish crossover. Okay, whatever. So well below all the moving averages.
Jelly jelly.
Freaking jelly, dude. Are they continuing to pump it, dude? I guess jelly must be some sort of a privacy coin, right? The Rivian report. Yeah, Rivian got murked. Murked, dude. Nothing reported yet. Maybe they're going to do it at 420 or something. 410. It is down 5%. That was the lowest daily candle close since August 21st. Not great. Not good at all, man. I mean, like, no top side characteristics. Just absorption of supply at 1567, but just a bunch of higher lows. Good structure. Symmetrical structure. Did the same thing, exact same things that Baba did, but terrible fundamentals. Not the second largest e-commerce giant in the world. You know, I think they were just waiting for earnings. So it's just moving around. It's up 0.8%. It doesn't matter. It's meaningless because once earnings gets reported, it's just going to be a huge candle, a huge percentage move up or down. You would think with it being so destroyed like this for it to dump, my God, man, things must be really bad. But so just someone maybe let me know in the chat when. Oh, they did report. So it's nothing. Nothing burger. It has not moved. What was the volatility? The implied volatility, man. 1%, dude. Yeah, nothing burger. Okay. So I guess you survived. You didn't crash. That's good at least. Yeah. So going back to that Bitcoin request, I think that maybe it might be something everyone would be interested in. Death crosses of the 50 and 20, the cycle, prior cycles. Death crosses. You had a death cross. Dude, you had a death cross in April, but this is the same cycle though. And it was nothing. It didn't tell the story of anything because you pivoted and rallied to all-time highs. Same thing here where you ended up getting a death cross that ended up doing nothing in the midterm, and but this is the same cycle. I think all of this is the cycle since the bottom in 2023, January 2023, December 2022, same cycle. So he's probably talking about this here. See, the thing is about these death crosses, they're such laggards. You got two of them, and like this one in June 2021, you were below it. It didn't really matter. They defended supports. You got a death cross here that really did kind of matter, the second death cross in January 2022. But at that point, when that happened, there were only a few days after the death cross actually occurred before a bear market rally, bear flag, developed over the next month before eventually continuing lower. I think what's probably more important than a death cross, golden cross is where the price is comparative to the 200-day moving average. I don't even really care much about the 50 because they can break the 50, and typically when they break the 50, they go to the 200s. It's like the max extremity of the trend of the moving averages. And would you say something about 2013, bro? What? Who cared? 2013, the world was in a different place. Bitcoin itself's different place. I really need to. Yeah, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't concern myself with golden crosses, death crosses too much. I mean, a golden cross needs to happen, like you saw after the legendary Gartley. Bro, it took before death cross, like the Gartley, which was like what put this channel and my TA on the map to the internet. The golden cross didn't happen for 74 days after that Gartley, the leading structure. You had a lagging indicator. And the death cross, I mean, it's just not relevant. It doesn't help. Like, Bitcoin had lost 70% of its value, but let's say it didn't. Let's say, okay, when the golden cross literally happened, Bitcoin was down 53% in 100 days. So what can it really do? And that death cross happened, and then a long extended downtrend after. But again, this cycle we've had two death crosses, and they really did nothing. You know what? I'm sorry. We had 3 actual death crosses. 3 death crosses, and not one of them had anything to do with the reversal in the trend or the end of the cycle. None of the 3 we had. What are you talking about? Code of Bitcoin? What are you talking about? Made in America? What? Am I not from America, dude? Okay, I think my subtle southern accent would refute what you're saying. Okay, let's see here. What's the only like real request? BGSP, thank you for that, man. I'm not really sure if there's much. Like, if you have another question, just type it in the chat. Let me know, dude. Real quick, forgot to pin the Patreon. It's the 4th of the month, 4th best day to join the Patreon. Patreon.com/MidTradeTA. Access to my trade setups, education, my charts, and a premium Discord chat. But above all, you're supporting a 100% crowdsourced community. I have never made you watch advertisements. I've never shilled crypto scams. I've never accepted money from an entity to provide advertisement to you. I feel like it is the responsibility of the streamer to act somehow, if they can, as a shepherd to protect. And I feel like if I accept money from an entity, especially in the crypto space, I feel like I might be compromising my ability to protect, max protect. Yes, Zcash Dash, they're doing well, man. Monero, I'm sure. Privacy coins are different. Rivian moving now in a good way or a bad way? Probably bad way, right, guys? No, it's up 3.6%. Okay, all the losses of the day have been reversed. Hype in the chat for Rivian, not dead yet, dude. Okay, that's nothing burger. But hey, I love it, man. You know, love to see Rivian in a buying zone, not collapsing and crashing on earnings down here. Like, what a joke it would be. But we do know the fundamentals are really bad on this. It's just a technical play. That's it. AMD reporting soon. Oh my God. Advanced Micro devices down 3.7% today after virtually hitting a 1272 fib extension. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's a breakaway gap. Certainly, they had a breakaway gap, but they could take this thing down to like 212, and it wouldn't even matter. It'd still be a breakaway on the first gap up. So whatever. This thing could blow up. It could be at $300. But yeah, after a crazy recovery from April. Nothing burger on SMCI. Well, y'all let me know, okay? I only have 2 screens here. It's harder to keep up with all that. So let's did we even really look at like all the cryptos? No, I don't think we did. Like, we didn't even look at Solana. Something happened. Oh yeah, the stock market was hitting lows of day, and we were in the last few minutes of the trading session. So looking at Solana, and remember the even more severe bearish wave structure with an 88% retrace on the B point and a lower high on C with the established midterm, short-term downtrend. Look at that, man. Resolving so wonderfully, still waiting on 143. You got as low as, 148 and change. You've lost supports. There's really just not going to be much liquidity in between 135.81 and 160. So, kind of the only reason why this thing has not continued to sell off is because Bitcoin has hit a level of liquidity and stopped selling, right? I mean, come on. Solana at the lowest point was down 21% in less than 2 days. You got to give props to the wave structures. You got to give props to trend analysis. It was very helpful in helping us decipher possibly what the next big move was going to be. And that, I hope, in a way, maybe did save somebody watching the stream money, because I don't think, you know, being in Solana and losing 20% of its value in less than 2 days is a good thing, right? And it's good that it looked like it was going to do something like that. Thousands of line. You must be new, Sorrento. You must be very new. I keep my chart very clean. Look, man, there was a channel that they broke, okay? A channel that goes back to April. They broke it. I've left it here because I just wanted you to see they confirmed that old channel's demand line as a supply line. I have horizontal line support resistances. It's where reversals have occurred in the past, going all the way back to 2021. And then the wave structure, that again is advanced technical analysis, and it's like, again, reading predictable patterns. So I don't have to have it here, but if you were here 2 days ago, I think it'd have been very helpful for you to see that. So you don't have to have it. It's a lot cleaner without the harmonic, but just more about all the lower highs and now the lower lows. Sellers very much in control of this asset class right now. Currently trading at its lowest price since July. And I know my alert line's there too. I have these alerts set up. So whatever you want to say, man. But no, I do try to keep the charts very clean. I mean, what about Bitcoin is busy here? Like, where are all the lines? They're just inflection points. They're liquidity zones. That's all I have here. So, you know, say what you want, man. Like, go find a channel where someone's trying to articulate advanced technical analysis more articulately than I am. Like, okay, go find them. Like, I'm going by the book, by the people that put their life's work and research into this field of the past 100 years. So, whatever, man. This is the thing, though, right? 2 days ago, talking about these things look like they're going to collapse. And like, come back 2 days later, these things are down 20%, and you still got people complaining. Still, people like got problems. It's crazy, dude. It just proves you can't win when you go live on YouTube. You cannot win. Oh my God, man. All right, so XRP again. I think we looked at this one. Hit target one. The trade set up, and we're just waiting on 190, 196. Is this busy? Oh, so many lines, bro. Oh my God. It's so how? I mean, like, they help everybody. Like, these lines are how and why things happen, how reversals occur. God, I don't even have a browser widget I need to set up so where we can like show things here. I need to get that set up. Maybe I can try to do it. Let's see real quick. Yeah, most recent. Oh wow, it's opening the Trading View app. Oh no. Oh God. Disgusting. Really, dude? Can I open in browser? I might need to delete the Trading View app. So annoying. It was such an easy thing. Oh my God, man. I'm telling you. Trading View app is the devil. Okay? The freaking devil. Let me see if I can do this. Here we go. Nice. Okay. Never mind. Not nice. Whatever, dude. If you're in the Patreon, Citadel, it's like the most recent trade setup anyway. Shorting crypto. Yeah. AMD is up after hours, 0.81%. Maybe, okay. I just wanted to like, it's education, it's very educational, but I'm just not allowed to. Why would it make me sign in? It's TradingView. It's not Discord. Thank you, God. Okay, chat. Here we are. Jeez, I'm trying to like help people on their journey. Here's the setup, chat. It's XRP. XRP. You see the reason why the setup was to go short here, because these lines that a new viewer was talking about, too busy, these lines are very real. They're inflection points, they're reversal points that go all the way back to the crescendo of the buying climax 2024, December 2024. Support, resistance, or support, support, support. It flipped to resistance. They had tested once, the trend was already bearish. Lower lows. Then a second test, a slightly higher high. I love slightly higher high double tops too. It was, the stage was set. It was so easy to manage risk. These lines are where people can construct trading plans strategically, where they can have stop losses set up on a short, high, slightly marginally higher than that range top, because there's no reason. If your stop loss gets triggered, your argument becomes virtually invalid. You're identifying price action correlating negatively to that level over a course of days. And it's just like, it's a perfect level to have a tight stop, a good, an entry is optimum when you have the maximum amount of downside below you in a short. Same thing with the opposite of the long. I could flip the chart over. But target one, you can.
Thanks for the TA, Mitch. Can you look into EREN?
What's up, Josh? Thanks so much, dude, for the 20. We'll certainly look at IREN, the Bitcoin miner. Yes, sir. That I know had been doing things positively, a lot of rave about it. But, after that, so you had a form of confirmation. Confirmation highs at resistance and well-established downtrends. That's the ticket, okay? Trends, you want to short downtrends. You want forms of confirmation, and you want all that stuff to be occurring at resistances. Failed tests, okay? And so, target one hit beautifully. And now we're waiting patiently on target two. You could even say, forget it. I want to be aggressive and make target 2 190 instead of 196, the inflection zone's bottom. If you lose this level, it's over. Like crypto winter is actually here. The White Walkers have broken down the wall that's been up for 6,000 plus years, 7,000 years, whatever. Because this means you're going to like the 80s. You're going to like 80 something cents on XRP if you ever lose this. So it's like, I don't even want to think about that world. For a target 3, it was just a bread and butter range trade. Anyway, so lines mean something, okay? Chat, Bitcoin $100,198. Red on this 4-hour candle. Not great, man. Not a great time, but what are you gonna do? What's up, COD Lord, Bait Man? Glad you found the channel, save me money, boom. Look, dude, there are times to make money and there are times not to lose money. Typically, if you're hitting long extended rallies with no meaningful pullbacks, you're hitting fib extensions, 1272s, 1414s, 1618s, and you're stalling out, that means you've missed the opportunity to make money because the run happened. That's why we're there at those fib extensions. You should have been making money on the way. All summer, there were godlike setups. I'm talking crazy setups. And now they've all played out. And there's just like big money that also abides by technical analysis and structures. Guess what, man? They take profit. They offload their position. Like, think about quantum computing. The bubble started November of last year. 1 year later, these assets up over 1,000%, whatever, QBTS, RGTI. And along the way, they painted other insanely bullish, good structures to re-engage the asset. And now they just straight line up, like gold and silver. There's nothing to do. exceeding expectations anyone would ever have of the asset. And then eventually the close and reversal candle, they just all hit the button, the macro button, and it's gone. 40% lost in a week on some of these quantum assets. So anyway, did we look at? I mean, we looked at the bigger one. BNB down almost 9%. Look at this, dude. I mean, trading at the lowest price seen since the liquidation event October 10th. Going for a retest.
Bitcoin
You know
dominance
860's
to
coming.
75%. Rocket emoji. Rocket emoji.
Bro, if that happens, Bitcoin's at like obviously 90K and lower. Maybe
Hey
even.
Mitch, can you look at target stock? Still new at learning charts and was wondering if you see any patterns. Currently close to levels from 2020. Thank you for the education. Best TA on YouTube.
Preston Long, man. Thanks so much for the 20. You want to look at Target? Yeah, I mean, we've been monitoring Target a long time. It's not good, man. It's been very bad. You just have to think about this whole stock market, the index funds. I mean, outside the IWM, congratulations on the IWM hitting the same level it hit 4 years ago. All right, but all these index
Can
funds.
you check Veil for possible buy areas?
Scalagal, thanks, dude. Yeah, we sure will. But you think about all these index funds, the major ones, the major three, hitting all-time highs. The run we've been seeing all summer, it's been propagated by a handful of assets. Okay, the market drivers, the major market cap assets. The rich have gotten richer, and then you can look at what is it? The RSP. The RSP, which is the S&P 500 equal weight ETF. This is if everything on the S&P 500 was weighted equally. If you see this, it's startling. Year to date, let's just say, in pretty much 1 year, the S&P 500 has returned 0%. If Nvidia was not 8% of the S&P 500, if Microsoft was not 7% of the S&P 500, it was just equal to everything else that exists on the S&P 500, no gains. So that should show you, this is the under the hood type chart. So no bull market for the collective S&P 500. It's virtually, they should just call it the S&P 493. S&P 492, whatever, depending on what you consider, to be like mega market cap driver. So things like Target, consumer discretionary, terrible. Like that bubble popped. You had like a food like Chipotle and Cheesecake Factory, all of these assets, they had these really crazy runs. It's over. They're down like 40%, 50% off their highs. They're almost rugging. Starbucks is dumping. Doesn't look like it's going to hold up. Nike, a bunch of these assets that are nothing to do with big tech are getting wrecked. So I would keep that in mind when we look at things like Target. So anyway, let's look at a few more cryptos. Litecoin, devastated, trading at its lowest price. Okay, liquidation event, but let's just say it's going for its lowest daily candle close since like June. Disgusting. You got to admire, though, the formal bearish back test at the inflection zone before they continued to descend. You got to appreciate that. Stuff like Maker, it was really beautiful. And the bearish Gartley type 2 return and then a lower high. That was really nice. The trend had reversed a long time ago in August, and look at you now, going for your lowest daily candle close since April. And you lose this one last level. It's bye-bye Maker, back to go retest that liquidation event low, 873. Disgusting, man. Dogecoin, nasty, man. Remember the lower highs, the 200 moving average rejection, going for the lowest daily candle close since June. It's very bad. Atom, that looked so bad yesterday, continues to be bad. Down another 4%. It was down 18% yesterday, down 4% today. You name it, Filecoin, member. Oh God, they're losing the channel. Finally, dude, we're screwed. GRT down 6.7%. Look at it now, man. They're finally testing the all-time low. GRT, man. Remember November 2022? Look at you now. November 2025, 3-year lows. Pepe lost support yesterday, and it's also they broke it and confirmed it, and they even tested the inflection zone as resistance before rolling over, and you got a lot lower to go, man. Lots of downside potential on so many of these assets. Can't even believe it, okay? I think my V-chain alert went off. I think we saw... Yeah, dude, there's just nothing here. Maybe one little... Nah, I wouldn't consider that a swing line. I think like you quite possibly are looking for 7/10 of 1 penny, 8/10 of 1 penny on V-chain. Like these things are possibly going into winter mode. All right. The long night for your favorite crypto outside of ICP coin and Dash and all that. BAT's kind of cool. They held it up, man. But Zcash even down 11% today. But yeah, these coins are cooked. Bitcoin chat, we just lost $100,000. We lost it. We lost 100K, and as you can see above my head, we're nearing lows of day, lows of many months. Bitcoin currently trading at its lowest level since June 22nd. To lose this...
Just buy jelly and life is good, man.
Yeah, once you buy it, they will rug pull you. They can see your limit orders. Oh, look, a real human. A new real human has joined the jelly chart. Time to destroy them. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Yep, so I'm wondering if we're getting... Yep, dude, Ethereum is down 12.45% right now. Nearing the lows. Wrong Ethereum chart. Okay, nearing the price reversal zone, pattern completion zone in 2 days, man. All right, Bitcoin... We just saw lows of day, chat. Look what they're doing, man. The stock market is closed, but they continue to sell. Look above my head. Uh-oh. 99.3. Now they're attempting to break this last level. There's nothing here really till 92K. You better hope to God that they pivot this here because it could get real ugly. Good God, I hope this isn't real. I hope they're just testing it. It's cute, haha. They're gonna CZ. They're gonna keep it propped up, man. But they are flirting with disaster right now. Wow. Okay, just keep that in mind. Below this little gray zone you see above my head, if it's real, the target's 92.7 or whatever. So hope to God it's holding, man. Unfortunately, Ethereum, there is no support until $3,000. And you're at 31.26, down 13+%. Can you imagine owning FU, the 2-time levered ETF of Ethereum? Down nearly 30% right now. Lows of day, lowest low we've seen on Ethereum since July, and falling. I'm not kidding, man. We are in the midst, as I'm speaking to you, we have a live and an active crash unfolding before our very eyes. And here it is, man. Don't lose sight of what I have kind of really scaled in and zoomed in. These levels are like pinpoint accurate, and they've been there ever since they were manufactured a year ago or so. And you saw what happened, dude. As soon as they lost the last level we were talking about, on the daily anyway, it's in a less than 24-hour event to the next liquidity zone. So get out your Bibles, start praying to Jesus. All right, I'll have another alert set up on Ethereum if we're seeing a fresh low. We'll hear the beep. If we see the 1618, let's like try to be really... Oh my God, how are they doing it so fast? Well, I mean, I know, like, it makes sense. Wave structures and downtrends. Hold on. I'm trying to get that 1618 like perfect, but really tough. Is the if you're in New York, is that election today? The election for communism? Y'all are voting for communism, right? So, lows of day on Ethereum, as I'm speaking to you, $3,115. Bitcoin virtually at lows of day, and they're trying to break a level that, if they do it for real, we are about to see a lot of blood. I just hope it's not real. My God, Bitcoin is down $7,500 on the day, 7% loss. Lows of day as I'm speaking to you, chat. Complete and utter calamity unfolding in the crypto space. You got Binance coin down 10.4%, XRP down 10+% at lows of day, 10%, man. Ethereum fresh lows of day as I'm speaking to you. Target 1 already hit earlier today. Target 2. Could you imagine if they hit Target 2 today at this pace? It will happen. Bitcoin, lows of day. Fresh low of day as I'm speaking to you. Hello? Just like the old days? Yeah. Yeah, we've gone through many of these over the years. In the past 8 years, we have monitored the same type of crashes. So it ain't no thing, they would say. But yeah, I mean, just respect the TA and go from a resistance to the next support. Do it in a day or 2 days or 3 days, whatever. Let's be real. They started a nice dump and the weekend came around, you know. The weekend. And actually, XRP from October 30th to literally yesterday, that is a confirmed falling 3 methods. Even Bulkowski and Steve Neeson, they talk about the second candle can be red. It can be, not the third candle. Excuse me. The second and the fourth candle have to be green. Look it up, man. Learned that a long time ago. So it actually is a real falling 3 methods. And look at the continuation of it. What a dream, man. I'll have another alert set up if XRP is going to see another fresh low. I'll also set these up on these. Ethereum down 14.6%. Oh my God, dude, are we about to do it? We're about to see it, man. 3,033. Okay, see, you see how close it is, man? It's like they're losing it, but it doesn't really mean much unless it's like we really get follow through. So, okay, let's see. My God, Fogcoin's down 22%. It's over, dude. Fogcoin bros literally getting kicked out of McDonald's for loitering, trying to use that free McDonald's Wi-Fi. Blood in the crypto streets. Lin down 10.5%. Cardano, chat. Remember, this was one that I really tried to hone in on as an example. This was my whipping boy for trend analysis, for negative price action correlation to key levels, for a no-brainer, easy type of short setup. And look at it now, exceeding that one that would have maybe been target 1, 51 cents. That's the 2025 swing lows. But nay, we are trading at the lowest level in 1 year. All right, you're virtually at 1 year lows. And waiting on 46 cents, waiting on 41 cents, probably waiting on 37 cents. But that's the ticket, man. If you flip the chart, though, that's the ticket to the up. That's like, oh my God, classic accumulation, positive price action correlation to key levels, huge pump, trends reversing with a higher low, and then positive price action correlation to inflection zones. It would have been an easy long setup. Look at it running now. Yeah, you have to. Sometimes you do want to invert your chart just for the sake of perspective. All right, man. Cardano virtually lows of day, 10.67% down. Good freaking Lord. Let's see. Ethereum now down 14+%. 14.68%. I think they're about to do it, man. Give us the perfect bullish butterfly, price reversal zone. But they could overshoot it because there's a key support below you, just below you at $3,000. Bitcoin's at its lows of day. We just lost $99,000, chat. 98,950, 943, 924, 900, 98,896. Lows of day. Every time I'm opening my mouth, we're seeing fresh lows. My God. Very bad, boys. Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it?
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
Maybe we'll be okay, man. We'll be okay. So it's just like I am live for the coverage of the price action. So if you're enjoying the coverage, not the price, no one likes it going down. You're enjoying the coverage of this, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Let's see how many likes we can get on a Carnage stream. Typically, we get a lot of likes on days like this. So thank you all for being tuned in. If you haven't, you go ahead in your settings and turn on that 4K. Coming at you, crashing in 4K. Nothing quite like it when you stream in 4K for crashes. Or pumps, all-time highs. But we had enough of those, didn't we? Every single time Bitcoin saw a fresh all-time high in 2020, I think it was 5 different times, it was over for at least 10%. They were fresh all-time high for a few days, and then 10% minimum correction. Every single time in 2025, including this one. This one's really bad too. So let me my set ended, seems like. Let's see here. Hard to get to any request when we have such price action like this. I mean, this is a complete wipeout. You know, XRP since confirming the inflection point as resistance, down 22% in about a week or so. But again, look above my head. It's not about the price action we're receiving. It's like you can see they're trying to break it, but they're not letting it, and they may not let it. We could end up at 101K in the next hour. You just don't know, but I'm just watching them attempt. The sellers are attempting to breach a very key inflection zone, and there's reversal in June of this year. It was a reversal to the downside in February, reversal in December of 2024, and the first one ever, the first major reversal after hitting a fresh all-time high in November of last year. So that is such a real level. If you lose it, history literally shows you exactly where we're going. I mean, every single time that 99K is breached or regarded as resistance, you see 90 to 92.7. So that is where we're at. Bitcoin down 7% and currently trading below that inflection zone. But again, it may not be real. Wall Street's closed, man. Jeez. It's nasty. Maybe so. Okay, Bitcoin lows of day. My God, dude. Here we go. And in the end, so this could be a learning lesson. You know, we think about like what was like kind of the thesis in the past 5 days. Or I mean, we knew like the altcoins had already been bad. You know, the liquidation event on the 10th of October. But the question, the burning question, every stream was these altcoins look really bad. They look like soon they will dump again. And what does that mean for Bitcoin? If Bitcoin's just holding above support, could be putting in a higher low above a key level. Maybe the next time we're in this situation, you take tremendous heed of the altcoins screaming, Bitcoin's about to collapse too. If all these altcoins look like they're going to collapse, perfect setups for way lower, bearish back test with confirmation, that could just mean that Bitcoin's going to dump too. So, yeah. My golden age? Yeah, dude. My golden age. It was fool's gold. It was certainly fool's gold. So let's see if we had... let's look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. As we just monitor this ongoing situation. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance up 0.71%. Wow, so up well over 2% in 2 days, and nearing that 61.55% level. I want alert set up. Yeah, bro. The the nice correction we received could be concluding, and the long-term uptrend we've been in since Wyckoff accumulation broke out and went into phase E. Looks like the long-term uptrend could be continuing, and that would be the worst thing that you could ever dream of for altcoins. Look at total market cap real quick. The devastation is very real. As yesterday, a bearish engulfing candle, the first day below the 200 simple moving average since June, but look at this move down. I mean, $262 billion of losses on this market, down 7.51%, and there's just, chat, there's nothing here until $3 trillion. So even where this is right now, it is, and what's crazy about it, total is now eclipsing the losses we saw intraday October 10th, the largest liquidation event in the history of crypto. You're now trading at it, but you just traded below it, and there's still technically another 6.42% downside on total until you see the next support resistance. As you can see, remember back in 2021, the market cap of the whole total market cap was 3 trillion. Can you imagine? After all this time, total ends up trading at the same level. Pathetic. Spinning the wheels, making all-time highs, but in the end, already back. So there you go. Above my head, look, you can see Bitcoin. The buyers are, it's just intraday or intra-candle price action. It's not confirmed broken. This is just what they do. So we're now back above a key support, 99.3, at least the part of the zone. Fully get back above it around 99.9, 100K. So yeah, this is what they do, man. Don't be too scared. The scariness happened, right, all throughout today and yesterday. So we're out of support, and they're going to test. The sellers are going to attempt to break the level, but there's going to be some buyers here trying to defend it, keep it propped up. Market makers even. But yeah, nasty stuff on total. Sorry it's like this. And there's still another 6% downside. That may happen fast, but they can easily just rally it because again, the oscillators on the lesser time scales, like the 60-minute, 4-hour, could very well just be cooked, like so oversold, like in the 20s maybe. Let's see here. 1 hour. Yeah, look at your RSI on the 60-minute. 21. Wow. Nasty. Very, very nasty. 4-hour RSI on total. Look at that, man. You are literally at 20 on the RSI in the 4-hour, the lowest level seen since October. Since the largest liquidation event in the history of crypto, right? Where you saw a nadir of 17.27. So that's what I mean, right? When you crash like that and you hit the next support, sellers might break it, but they might just, it might be overcooked, and they might need to reset this oscillator to get out of oversold territory, just to maybe go test the bearish control zone threshold at 40 before rolling it over again, resetting the oscillator. So anyway, that's why, like, it may not go straight down to 92K because of stuff like that. But make no mistake that the sellers have confirmed their ownership of momentum of Bitcoin now, where they had already achieved it on virtually every other asset outside of the privacy coins. We're not talking about privacy coins. Complete anomaly. And good for them. That's great, man. All right. Ethereum way off its lows. Solana down 10%. All these assets have rallied off their lows just because you can see Bitcoin's off its lows. Let's see here. Let's, on Bitcoin, look at this weekly so you can see here how bad things are. The double top confirmed now. You have a confirmed double top unless somehow they come in by end of week and close us above 107.3. Good luck. Yeah, and I mean on the weekly, you can't even, 100K isn't even really the hard target. There isn't much. I mean, there's like 1 or 2 candles here. The hard target, more discernible level on Bitcoin on the weekly is like 91K. So, yep. And all that continued divergence we had discussed is playing out right now. Remember what the word was? There was no value proposition. This is a multi-year, long-term uptrend, all-time high premium, and finally, after so long of absorbing demand, they finally did it. And we're down a lot now. So, with quite possibly on the weekly more to go. I think you might be on the weekly targeting 91K. Remember, momentum-driven asset class. Now you're trading at the highest level of negative momentum since April 14th. Momentum-driven, multi-month high, 6-month plus highs on momentum that is negative, not good. Okay. See me get, oh boy. Let's look at the futures real quick. Futures are closed in 10 minutes. Not quite yet. You are right. You are right. There is an unfilled gap, in my opinion, at 96.6 and another unfilled gap at 91.6 from April. 2 unfilled gaps on futures. You just formally, you can't believe it. People would think maybe the liquidation event, or not liquidation event, this was October 17th. They would think that the gap filled here. It did not. The gap, I think, is where the traders settle up. The candle close. And that has filled today, 103.3, right there, June 23rd. So one gap filled. Now you're out of key support, right? You lose this, 96.6. You lose that, 91.6. Okay, so we're on the same page. And there are no more unfilled gaps. That's in the general vicinity. Those are it. We always thought about that one. I remember when it happened, it was like, man, when's that going to fill? And they did another one. It's like, when fill? Maybe never. But now it seems like a real possibility it's coming. Yikes. And that'd be okay, man. That'd be okay, right? Because when there is no value, the market will move and look for where there will be value, where market participants will perceive there to be value, which is typically just lower. You run out of buyers when you just are stalling, slightly higher highs, and it's over, slightly higher highs, it's over. Yeah, lower highs come in, head and shoulders. And think about a measured move here of this head and shoulders on futures. Neckline, I would say right there. It's pretty nasty. It's a huge pattern. My God, dude, look at that. Like the measured move of the head and shoulders pattern on futures literally is the gap fill. It's like TA Tetris. So that could just be, if you're a pattern trader, that can just be your target. 91.6 lined up with Bulkowski's measured move. Okay, that's beautiful though. It really is pretty. It was prettier on spot though. I don't know, because you had a much more clear confirmation high locally. You had it here. It was just a slightly higher high, but whatever. Still really pretty head and shoulders. The problem with Bitcoin futures is, look at this. I mean, this is probably the most disgusting thing. This is like what gives you the argument for why maybe 91.6 is a very real possibility and soon, because your relative strength index has just fallen into the bearish control zone. 40 is the threshold, okay? $40 is the threshold, and you're in it, and you're not oversold. Oversold would be 30, or the threshold of oversold. And so that means there's plenty of room to run to become oversold in this situation. So that's a bad variable for people that want a bounce to becoming like a hard bounce coming. All right, Bitcoin has fallen right back below spot price. This is delayed, by the way, Bitcoin dominant or Bitcoin futures for me, unfortunately. But if you look above my head, spot price is very live, and the sellers are attempting to breach that very real inflection zone. And if it's real, the next stop would be 92.7, 92.8. Oof. Okay, just trying to cover all this with you. If you're enjoying the coverage, hit the like button, the bell itself. Let's see how many likes we can get, dude. Like, let's really pump those likes out. Sorry, let me just trying to check something, dude. I've been live now, uptime 1 hour and 20 minutes covering this craziness. Yeah, thanks for the 953 people tuned in. Remember, if you're watching the stream, be sure to check your settings and go to the quality, go to advanced, and then click on whatever it is, 21 something, 2160 4K live stream. It's the best way to watch a crash in 4K. All right, I know we had a couple of requests. I'll just try to, since Bitcoin's, you know, the buyers are attempting to defend again. Above my head, you can see. Well, let's see if we can check out a couple of these requests in the midst of this insanity. All right, let me see here. Let me go to yeah, that's freaking nuts. Really is crazy, man. Iran went berserk since August, and you're up here now, and they've attempted a rally, and yeah, on the daily, there's probably not enough time has gone by for them to develop the bearish divergence discernibly. Probably on lesser time scales though, like 8 hour, or sorry, the 4 hours when you get more. No, not even really. Like, dude, this is the highest risk level you could ever dream of. Like, this is where, right here, if you've been in this and you've run and you get something like that, where that they test on the 3rd, yesterday, they test that level and fail, that is a great level to quite possibly take a little profit, take a little off the table. Because they could be confirming, and we could be going through a much deeper retrace now. One time no one knows, second time everyone knows. But again, of course, they could just pump it. You know, so down 1.65% today, down another 0.5% after hours. Not a big deal, no movement, but they did reject. They did make a fresh intraday all-time high, but they rejected the high from October 15th. So not much to really look at. It is beautiful, and it's like it's a dream, dude. A Bitcoin miner did this. Wow. That's your Iran. And see, this is what I'm saying, man. Like, look above my head. Like, the oscillators are cooked on the lesser time scales, and the Wall Street's closed, and futures will be closing in less than 3 minutes. They're not gonna let this level break so fast, man. They just rugged the asset from one inflection zone to the next. So this is typically where the shorter term time scales reset, and you hold on to this level for a little bit. You get a few candles above the level. You maybe even get a much deeper retrace and rally. People, shorts, might cover here. They might take a little off their position where they're up tremendously today. They might cover, which equals them buying.
Thanks for all you do. These times suck, but I did buy QBTS and buy when it was still $1. Can't forget the good times. It's over 9,000.
Claudio, thanks so much, dude. Yep. Yeah, those quantum computer stocks last year were godlike setups. Just like the gold and silver miners were godlike setups in late 2023. So, yeah, we're just looking at an asset where there's nothing to do but maybe take a little profit at $74, you know. They could be confirming a top, but who knows? Maybe they could also sell it off and they put in a higher low and they rally it again, and then an ascending triangle develops and it goes higher, a continuation pattern, but you don't have that yet. So that right there, you wonder if they've confirmed a top for the short term anyway. Okay. That was a request. What do you say about it? Anything crazy? No, you just wanted to look at Iran. Thanks again, Josh. Okay, Target was a request as Bitcoin rallies off that very, very important level. Yeah, dude, Target. We can start it on the daily, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I really get like why someone might be intrigued here. This was the cake baking video, by the way. It was a wonderful trade setup. I'd have to go find it, dig through the archives from over 5 years ago to find that successful trade setup. It was beautiful. Key levels back tested, structure, divergence. It was all there. And here we are again, 5 years later, but in such a well-established downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. What's the most recent discernible event so far? The lowest low and the lowest high. Such a lack of demand so far that buyers were unable to even test that 200, as they've been unable to do it for a long time. You're in such a bad trend. Your 200 is just down sloping. You just can't get anything going. You can't fill a gap at 105. It's just, there's no animal spirits. There's no evidence of a composite operator conducting a buying campaign on this asset right now. And yeah, what could be happening is the sellers are absorbing the remaining demand that exists at this steel wall going back to 2018, 2019. Flipped to support in 2020 before huge run to all-time highs. But that's what's happening. You're in a well-established downtrend. You have lower highs, lower lows. In fact, you had some like hidden bearish divergence. For sure, hidden bearish divergence on the oscillators. And you don't want to lose $89 for real. So that's the daily, not good. The weekly. How are you putting in a dark cloud cover last week? And now you're rolling over. Now 1.61% today, down 3% on the week. Yeah, to lose this is just the continuation of the downtrend. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely like bullish divergence here, which is like so gross about it. It's like, man, you have at least, okay, man, there are different arguments for like why someone might long something, and I think the arguments can be stronger than others. Like, so in this situation, you can identify on a weekly time scale that the sellers are implying that they're a little exhausted at a very real support, and people can long that, and they do long it. But at the same time, there is still zero evidence that there's someone with a lot of money accumulating a position. So even if, say, the seller exhaustion, which I'm showing you, that is bullish divergence. So what that means is when you have a low on price and locally a slightly lower low on price and lower levels on the oscillator.
To tax unrealized gains, lol.
One sec. And then you have it on the RSI, right? So sellers are exhausted and it's class A bullish divergence, impending price action reversal. Like, people can go long at supports, but it's a weaker argument than if you had something like, okay, the exhaustion played out and made a higher high and came back, and then a higher low came in, then your lowest low, and then you get momentum shifting where the lowest low, all of a sudden a higher low came in. You don't get many higher lows, and then locally somehow another higher low came in that would give you evidence that there is someone with a lot of money that is accumulating a position at a key level. And then all of a sudden you can get hidden bullish divergence in these situations to strengthen your argument. But like, so my favorite longs are on assets where there is evidence of a buying campaign being conducted by someone with a lot of money. We call them the composite operator, a group of people or one person with a lot of money. So I don't see evidence of that. So all you have is the argument that maybe on the weekly sellers are exhausted, so you might get a pop here, maybe. But remember, in such a bearish trend, the pop, the rally you might get could be very unreliable, or it could underperform tremendously, where you might not even make a higher high than 108. You might not even come close to the supply line that goes back to the all-time high from November 2021. So that's where I'm at on target. It's like, hey man, maybe they're tired, and then you got like a potential like dragon on the monthly, and you do have some evidence that maybe sellers are exhausted on the MACD histogram, but my God, you're below the 200-month moving average. You actually last month regarded the 200-month moving average as resistance. When do you ever do that?
Could you please
Never.
Day HT on NYSE? Thanks so much for all that you do.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, we will. Like literally never. Target is regarding the 200-month moving average as resistance and then rolling over the next month like immediately on the month down 3%. It's like 4 days into the month, man. Like that is a characteristic that we've never seen on this asset that has existed, you know, in its entirety. IPO'd 1969. So that's like my concern with it. Like, oh, we might have a huge structure. Who knows how long this would take to play out? And what if they took it to like $83 first? Or they took it to $73 first? Yeah, I got problems with these consumer discretionary stocks. There's just like no one buying, and they haven't been buying for a long time. Okay, Bitcoin's gone positive on the 4-hour. Understand how real inflection zones are. Like the sellers are gonna test. It's their job. But the buyers are like, no, we're not letting this level break. It doesn't make sense right now. Cooked oscillators in the 60-minute 4-hour. So anyway, good luck on your target, man. It's only rally you'd be getting is due to technical exhaustion, not due to big money taking stake in this with evidence. And that's what you want, because that's when you get much larger sustained moves to the upside after that buying campaign concludes. Anyway, so thanks, dudes. Thanks again, One Up Kicks and Adismo. I was just going, Decimo. Yeah, man, I just, sometimes try to like roll with it so I don't want to break continuity of my thought, Okay, next request was Vale. Vale's in the chat. Oh. Well, they've been working on something, haven't they? They've been working on it. A mega supply line that goes back to 2021, 2022, 2023. They breached it. They did it, man. After a nice rally, they have breached it. They're attempting today to regard that supply line as a demand line. And it's really cool because like from the previous major low from 2020 to the highest high in 2021, where did they bottom this thing with confirmation once and twice? An 88% retrace that was confluent with 867, which is a swing low. Let's just call it a little zone here between 867 and 913. They double bottomed it. So that's what you really want to see if you're ever trying to long something. If you want confirmation lows, 886 retraces from previous cycle lows to the highs of that cycle, and you have historical support to back up that. So that was like the level if you were gonna try something. See the swing highs, reversals. 886s, that's like completions of M shapes, that around there, and maybe even 913 springback test. They did it thrice from May to June of this year, and probably getting a golden cross. You already got one. Yeah, you got a golden cross in August. That's really nice. I mean, so the beauty is, even if they can't hold this breakout, because you're hitting overbought, like deep pullbacks can happen. They could take this thing all the way down to fill a gap at $10, and it'd make the highest low of the newer uptrend. But it's good to see. It's like you can't really strategize a fresh long here due to the fact that there were better levels to maybe do it, and you just went on. Literally, let's just say since mid-August, you're a 25% rally. So you might have limited upside in the very short term because you're approaching a key 1243 resistance support. Big deal, man. Not a joke. I think that's it. Yep. So that might be a target for some profit taking from someone who was longing down at like 867 or $10. But yeah, it's a good start to a trend reversal. And even if you get a deep pullback, it might be a buying opportunity. But yeah, like they're trying on Vale. 886, what is that? An 88% sale on the asset. If you're on Amazon.com, right? You're trying to shop for something. Wow, 88% sale. Oh my, I want that. And there it is, chat. You see what I'm saying? Look above my head. The selling was just too great today for them to just let this collapse. There's no, they would call, that is what we call capitulation. And capitulation is when things break. That is literally what happened with the rug pull, the Binance exchange, when they rug pulled everyone on their altcoins. They would not let stop losses trigger. They pulled all their limit buys on every asset at every level where there was liquidity. They erased it. They took their orders off the books completely. And we found out, wow, most of these coins are complete fraud, because some of them went to actually zero. And the ones that didn't get a zero, many of them went to like, they lost 90% plus of their value in that single day intraday. So Bitcoin's a real asset. So they're not letting this level break right now. Whew. Okay, that was Veil. Again, if we were collapsing, I'd be right up on Bitcoin. But some people are just, remember, dude, I'm 100% crowdsourced streamer, so people request assets, and they pay me to do it. So I look at those. So if something changed on Bitcoin, if we were losing 99.3, I'd be right back on it. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, you always have that chart above. So we'll see the next request. I think this is the last one. DHT. Oh, beautiful. Very, very nice here. Yep. Let's go to the weekly on it. Yep. And there was a time and a place, man. I have evidence. I've been here. I have been here. So, right. White cup accumulation stuff. Spring back test in February 2019. That's the ticket, man. That's where you're looking for the best opportunities. It really is. But at this point, they've broken out of a white cup accumulation schematic, possibly. You had the sign of strength. You had the backup. And I think now you have confirmation from September 2023 all the way to March of this year. Look at that, man. That above the 200-week moving average, skating above it. The sky's the limit. I mean, for real. Like, the trend is bullish. You're in an uptrend. I think you might be targeting legitimately for 1830. 1831. University of Alabama was founded that year. Great year. So up here, eventually, they're already confirming so many times now that $9 is support. So above 1220, like the swing high you put in February 2023, resistance. Maybe they back tested. They have not done that ever. They've never confirmed 1216 as support. It'd be nice if they did that. But man, these higher lows coming in on the weekly, the divergence, like underperforming miserably. The divergence, bearish divergence, only manifested into some incredible bullish back tests of the trading range top. Flipped it to support once and then twice. Spring back test to spring stuff. Kind of just more like a really nice positive price action correlation to a zone, a higher low. So given enough time above 1216, above 1075, you just be targeting, I think, for 1835. And if you break that, there's really nothing till $36. It's really crazy. It's like pseudo price discovery. What a trend, though. Very, very nice trend. So it's a good chart. DHT Holdings, marine shipping. Anyone got a reason why marine shipping would be going nuts in the coming year to 18 months? This is the weekly. This stuff, right? It looks like, oh, that doesn't take long. I mean, my God, this asset's been broken out since July 2023 and really hasn't gone anywhere. But it has continued to make characteristics of an uptrend, which is higher highs, higher lows after all this time. So, yeah, this actually looks great, man. DHT. If someone had been accumulating a position and they've continued, and now soon at some point, the markup phase, they will want the markup phase. They will really want to get paid on this asset. Okay. Yeah, I think that was the last request. So great stuff, Etsimo. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, dude. Back to Bitcoin so you can see it real quick. Weekly, we got a little rally because, again, the futures market is completely closed for the next 45 minutes. This is typically the most dead the market will be. What's up, Japan Tuning? Thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. Good to see you. Yeah, if you are watching and you're not subbed, hit that sub button, that like button, that bell. Hit them all. Hello, hello. His sub on YouTube. What's up, Masato Edo? Thanks for the sub on YouTube, dude. Yeah, thank y'all. Oh wow, another set over, or almost. My God. I don't know to tell you, man. I went live early for reasons, and the reasons were what we're looking at. Jelly dropping. You're screwed. One up kicks, man. You're screwed, dude. What's up, Eggs Denny? Dude, Denny, we got to. Since Eggs Denny is here and Denny's is a king, look at Den. Look at this, dude. Wow, I haven't been here in forever, to be real. I think they split even. Yeah. Okay, look at this chat. Denny's was up 50% today. Remember, this is where they go after cooking meth on and killing people on Breaking Bad. This is where they go. They went to Denny's. A long-term death trend. That's a death trend, chat. 2019 was the bubble, the Denny's bubble. I don't even remember the Denny's bubble in 2019. Do you? Bro, it was so legendary. We'll see how we could look at that. Oh my God, man. So if we try to make sense of like the supply line from that bubble top, another in 2021, 2022, try to get a couple more tests in 2023 and 2024 here. It seems like you're right at it if you haven't just broken it or you're trying to break it right now. I would think like you might, yeah, see if you move it down a little bit, you get a few more tests, like a lot of respect. So it's like you're breaking out of a, what is it, a 7-year downtrend? Like supply line, 7-year supply line? That is crazy, dude. Very nuts. Looks like there's a inflection point, a zone here. Swing high, reversal. Yeah, reversal, back test, reversal in 2020. They're really, this is a big deal, man. They're like trying to break out of all of this crap on Denny's. Let's go get some bacon and eggs and sit at the breakfast bar and get hammered on coffee and talk to the Denny's waitress. Wayne Batson was a contributor to the bubble, it seems like. Yeah, there are a lot of Denny's down here. There's 0 Waffle Houses, which is very weird. It sucks. Bitcoin, bro, the reversal's here. Yeah, this is what we're talking about, man. Liquidity zones are real, and they're defending the liquidity zone. The oscillators are destroyed, so on the short-term time scales. So they gotta like relax. We got the scalpers gotta come in and attempt to rally this thing. See how many friends they have with them, right? The scalpers trying, and man, maybe there's a lot of other players that went along here too, man. But eventually they'll rally this thing, and these scalpers, these bidders will realize, my God, there's so many less of us than there were just days ago. And then they'll eventually offload their position, and then we'll get a retest of 99.3 again at some point. But it might be after they go test 107. You just don't know. In between liquidity zones, anything's possible. But yeah, either way, weekly on Bitcoin, you got 5 days, 2 hours to recapture all this here, or we're screwed. Look at that, man. On the daily, on Bitcoin, you can see we knew that like this was the target. It hit the target, and they're bouncing it because, again, futures are closed for the next 42 minutes. Yeah, this is the most dead period. This is when people could easily get this price propped up. Diner prices the same as fast food prices? Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, like we look at some of these. Like, wow, man. Let's see. Was it CMG? Oh, there, God. You can see the bubble. CMG. Denny's up 50%, but it was the same trend though. I mean, like Denny's in downturn 2019, but the bubble popped the top, blow up top in June of last year, and then the bearish shark pattern. It was godlike. Then lower highs, classic distribution really, and look at you now, earnings got killed. You're trading the lowest level since March 2023, and you're just sitting there after the breakaway gap. That was the highest volume signature seen since August 2024, which isn't that crazy really, but yeah, McDonald's even still, like, I don't know if it's going to dud out or not, but they still have, like, they are still showing really bad signs. Like up here, like they're still like, okay, yes, you are making higher lows, but you are not making higher highs at all. You are trading below the 200 moving average. It's kind of tough. Kind of tough on McDonald's. Like it played out adequately and rallied again. So, I mean, this should be defensive. Long-term uptrend. It's like hard to beat the trend. How do you beat the trend, man? You can't beat that trend. It's too good. Just so I mean, since March of 2025, you've been making lower highs, but kind of higher lows. So it's like really tough on this one, on McDonald's. And then I need to make a consumer discretionary watch list with all the different like food companies, because it was like a bubble. Starbucks, I think, broke key support today. Yeah, it did. Even with like the M shape and maybe type 2, it's like, yeah, it could be that, but like you lost $80. Swing low, swing high, swing high, swing high. You lost it. Your trend's still bad. Below the 200 moving average, 200 moving average down sloping. Yeah, stuff like this is just not great. And then stuff like Nike, all miserable. Like going for $50, waiting for 51 again. Terrible trend. 886 reversal, like this high to low. 886 done. Yeah, this is like the collective. Most of the market, like outside of the big boys, looks like crap. A lot do anyway, man. You want to see the bubble? The offloaded bubble, the dead cat bounce we discussed. Dead cat bounce. So you're probably going to $20, 1952 on QBTS. Probably. Look at stuff like ALB was beautiful, dude. It was like, we looked at this on yesterday on stream, like the perfect bearish 886 Gartley in a downtrend. And you just, lo and behold, you were down 8+% the next day, down another 0.5% after hours. You can imagine this is probably a top for now. Could be going to 71 next. Then you got like the miners up here. Like this could be topped out. I mean, this hit 737, a key resistance. Back from 2011. My God. But look how it started. This was documented. We had the time to own metal miners was in 2023. They were perfect M shapes. Evidence of accumulation. And look at the run. Like that is how it works, man. CD didn't have that M shape exactly. I had a kind of a shark, but same thing. Like look at the bubble pop. It's disgusting. Down 9% today. Let's just say though, from the highest point to where we are today, down 43% in 19 days. That's definitely blow off top stuff. Wait on $12 here. Lack chat, unfortunately, very bad. Looks like we'll be heading to 382 next. Pretty disgusting. After such a wonderful 100% gain in 2 days, or less, 120% in 2 days, $10, and it was over. But hopefully at 382 they pivot it and we run again and we go on a multi-year. Like I think the trend has reversed. Even if you lose all this, value and stuff, I think like they put in a higher low at some point and you run again later, and it would go on a like multi-year uptrend for lack. Yeah, RGTI, another quantum, dead cat bounced, and look at you now, lowest daily candle close since October 1st, and yeah, you're probably going to see 2144 at some point. The bubble, man. It was a bubble. Plug even was nuts, and then what do you expect, man? I mean, Like that was, remember when we were looking at it here and it was like nice confirmation low of the key inflection zone from history. So good. And it proceeded after identifying that. It ran up literally 200+% in 3 weeks. What do you expect after that? People are going to take lots of profit, if not all the profit. And that's what you get. You get, after 213% rally, you get corrections 46% in a month. Rocket Lab probably cooked. Dude, look at it. It all started, man. It all started with a freaking godlike setup, trading range bottom, and had some pullbacks and all that. But man, what do you expect? They're unwinding. Lowest close since beginning October. Probably going to test 53.23 and they lose it. Bye-bye. Way lower. Sorry, my foot itches. Dude, we've been going live, man. Like 2 hours now. 2-hour live stream. You know MU's going to pull back. My God, look at it. Hey, chat, we have ourselves a good old-fashioned, what is that? A bearish abandoned baby. Hype in the freaking chat. I have that, man?
No way. No way. What is this garbage?
Yeah, that's a bearish abandoned baby by the book. And tomorrow will be the fall through candle. But unfilled gap to a 672. You know, man, like a pullback here. Like a straight line up. No way. Like let's say from August 29th to the top. 108% in 63 days. Forget about it, man. Asking for a pullback. Anyway, so I can go on all day looking at just assets. But, dude, I'm starting to get a little fatigued. Mentally, it takes a, extreme, man, like this. Take it out of you. Oh, you want to see MicroStrategy? Okay, lowest daily candle close confirmed since April 8th. All right, we're talking about what you needed for there maybe to be a reason to possibly strategize, but no, of course not. And like this M shape, we'll replot it when it makes sense. When we react, we'll replot. No reaction, just getting devastated. And really, the reason why the M shape there isn't great because there's no like historical levels to help us. So you're looking for a target of 233.89, and if they don't hold that, I think a 178 MicroStrategy would be fine. Yeah. So like what happened, man? Like they went on this crazy bubble, the blow up top. You remember? I remember. Made so much money on that. Made my 3 years. And then like they could just never get close to testing those levels again, and they tried a couple times and they failed, and then you've rolled over and it's like, okay, well, it's a bubble that popped and it's unwinding, and I think like, reverting to the mean, like 178 would be good, maybe even 125, or maybe they retest the high from February 2021 at 133. That could be where we end up. These digital asset treasury companies, man, have only lost people crazy amounts of money this year. 20 billion plus and counting. So send it lower, because who cares, man? Send it lower. $10 Happy Meals. Yeah, dude. You think the government opens tomorrow? Yeah, right. Isn't it because the left is keeping the government closed so they can have a fraudulent election in Manhattan? I don't understand like how anything makes sense in New York or any of these blue states where it's like not legal to show your ID, to show that you're real. Like they're all fraudulent elections. Fraud is legal in these cities and states. If you don't have to show evidence that you are you to vote, the whole purpose of that is to steal elections. I'm sorry. You have to show an ID to do almost everything of importance, but not to vote. So it's like no wonder they're going to get a communist, man. Like, we'll never know like what people actually vote for in New York. It's fraudulent. I just hate it because you see what happened to London. New York City will become London. And what I hate it, people are like, haha, let them have it, dude. Like, let the people in New York, have the communism and they can reap what they sow. But maybe they didn't even sow this. Who is this guy? He hadn't been in America for 7 years. He's a national, most likely fraudulently became an American citizen. He's not an American. He's a Ugandan, majority of his life, extremist, Islamist. So what I hate about it is like, let New Yorkers deal with what they vote for, even though they're all fraudulent elections because there's no voter ID. And it's going to metastasize. New York City is like the financial district of the freaking world, especially the country. That will metastasize. And then you got Dearborn, Michigan, and Minnesota with all those non-Americans that are just breeding 6-to-1. Like, we are being invaded by people that have alien and foreign cultures to us. They don't want our culture. They are not assimilating. And the guy that wins the fraudulent election today, the Ugandan guy, like, he's going to import people that are not Americans. Because real Americans would not vote for him unless they're, suffocating on their own liberalism, whatever. But, no, man, this is real bad. Very bad. I can't believe people are like, yeah, dude, let those New Yorkers suffer for what they've done. Dude, you don't want that, man. You cannot have that mentality. It will spread everywhere. It'll be in Baltimore and Boston. I mean, those are already places that are very bad, high crime, poverty, drugs. But those cities that have already been conquered in ways, they will turn, Chicago, they will all turn into New York City. And New York City is will turn into London. Yeah, it's Fox News, bro. Like, what are you talking about? A nug phone. He's literally a communist. What are you talking about? How is it Fox News to call someone who is saying they're a communist? You're out of your effing mind. Dude, it's not fraudulent. Okay. You're an idiot. You're literally an idiot. Wow. Yeah, y'all are the people that should stay in New York and enjoy and suffocate on what's about to happen. Because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Yeah. People that live in New York that do vote for it should be put on a list, and they shouldn't be able to leave New York to spread that garbage ideology they voted for. Anyway, thank you for coming out. Great stream. Unfortunately, not good circumstances with the markets crashing, but hey, we're rebounding right now. The short-term time scales are cooked on the oscillators, and futures markets closed, so you're gonna get rallies during this period often, and they hit support. So the target level was achieved. The XRP short trade setup, target 1 was hit. There's nothing more we can ask for today. So sideways, consolidation, maybe even a ripping, roaring retest of 107 in our wildest dreams, but it would only be a lower high. And they've already put in multiple lower highs, and now officially they put in a lower low. So it would just be more of the same. So insurmountable adversity to reverse the trend that has just been confirmed is down in the midterm for now on Bitcoin. So thanks for coming out. As the sun sets, overlooking Miami. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA. Mom Donnie never called himself a communist, but talks about literally taxing the rich, spending billions of dollars on non-citizens. Are dude, you people don't understand anything. Like, your naivete will destroy this country, is destroying this country. You have no idea what you're talking about. Good luck.
baby.